What is going on, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday morning. Today we're going to talk about some updates regarding some products, as well as some sneak peeks, and kind of give you all an idea of what I'm going to be reviewing over the next 5 to 10 days, and also give you an idea of some things I got coming for all of you and for me to review and to enjoy, and that's what I got for you. So let's get to it, folks. I guess you can call this the Beard Talk Time instead of blog or vlog or whatever. Anyways, trying to change it up a little bit, folks. So we'll see you all in a second. Alrighty, folks, and I am back. So first things first, lighting. In case you guys haven't noticed, the last couple reviews I might have looked a little bit different in each review as far as my reflections or the up closes, or the way I look overall. I got some studio lighting and I'm working diligently to get the perfect setup, so that brings a better resolution, or I look better, or the up close portions of the videos look better, so that way I can bring you all a better quality review. Today I'm having a really bit of a hard time, and in case you look at the whole glow in my hands, coming to get you. I had to turn the contrast down quite a bit on my camera today because it's super overcast here, and the lighting coming through the window is not as bright as it usually is, and therefore there's kind of a shadow on the review, even though my lights are on and everything. But nonetheless, it's challenging because in the daylight versus the nighttime, it's a whole different light setup, and this overcast kind of threw everything off. So I'm sorry if I look a little dark today, but I am working on it. I got some more lighting coming in, as well as some light enhancements and diffusers, diffusers coming to obviously make the quality of the lighting look better, but it's a work in progress, folks. So first things first, get that out of the way. Second thing, the Manhattan clone from Angel6.com. I have shot a pretty much like an 8 or 9 minute video on pretty much just this mod and about the button issue. In case you don't remember from a week ago or so when I shot the review on this, I did a follow-up. It said I was having a hot button problem. Well, I will show you now pretty much what I have found since then, and this goes back to you, Angel Sigs, and I hope you get a chance to see this. I think I'm going to drop them another email and include this review in there just so they can see this as proof. Let me just turn my focus off here, automatic focus, so you can see what I'm talking about. And here is the switch, folks. Look at that. If that's not stainless steel, I don't know what to call it. And you can see where I scratched it right there. But yeah, basically, folks, be careful with this Angel Sigs Manhattan clone, because basically from doing some research on it after I had that hot button problem, I found that the switch is stainless steel. The tube is copper, the top cap is copper, the contacts are solid copper, but that switch is stainless steel. And I thought it was just a strange maybe impurity in the copper. No, what it is a really crappy copper plating job they did on this switch, and come to find out the switch is actually stainless steel, which disturbs me in a lot of ways. But without getting into it too long, basically I don't use stainless steel mods or mixed stainless steel mods, whether it be copper and stainless, really below 0.2. I've done a lot of really low sub-ohm builds on this mod because I thought it was a full copper mod. Come to find out, it's not. So that mod has lost a lot of luster for me. And just so you all know, be careful if you're out in the hunt for a copper Manhattan clone, whether you buy it from Angel Sigs or not, because most likely the manufacturer of this particular mod has sold to various vendors. So just be wary of this mod and maybe contact the vendor before you order this particular copper Manhattan or any copper Manhattan to make sure it's not this particular one, because to me that's an issue. And now I'm pretty much, since the copper plating's wearing off more and more every day, I'm having more and more of a heating problem with it. So that's just an FYI. Let's get that out of the way. Now on to upcoming items I got coming in for review that I have purchased. The Sigelei 100 watt I have coming in. I am hoping Vaportech USA gets on the horn with China and gets that thing sent out, because I'm telling you, it's like everybody has it, and I was really hoping to have it early on for review purposes, but it's the way pre-orders go, and I accept that. But hopefully that'll be in by the end of this week, and so I can start using it and then do a review for you all next week sometime. I also have the CloudPore T8 mod coming out. Now, I mentioned in my last Beard Talk time that the T5 had some serious firmware and data problems where people were having the mod like basically shut off or fry. But according to CloudPore, from my sources, they're on track with the T8. It's still going to be shipped, so maybe they're just not going to do the 200 watt firmware update. I don't know, but according to my resources or my sources, they are shipping, and I do believe they started shipping today from China. So yesterday China time, today our time. I don't know however that works, because they're basically a day ahead of us. So I have that coming, and then as well as the T8 and the Sigelei 100, I also have the SMY God 180 mod coming, and of course I think that's more about a week to 2 weeks down the road. And I need a little time with each of these devices before I do a review. I'll probably do like a first look if they all come really close together in timeline, and maybe do a comparison first look. But that's what I got coming in. I also have the Doge RDA clone from Vaportech USA, and that just, I'm not even going to get started on that, but if for those of you who watch Big Lou from Big Lou East Coast Reviews, that whole drum that's going on about this Doge RDA, it just drives me nuts, folks. Because as a reviewer, folks, I come on here and give you my opinions, and that's all it is. Whether they're right or whether they're wrong, which I try to be right as much as I can be, but I'm human, just like Lou's human, and we make mistakes, okay? And people are just tearing him over an RDA, and it's, in my opinion, kind of ridiculous. But that's that. Things I have here that I'm going to be reviewing over the next several days, and let's just get the elephant out of the room, because this is one I mentioned in the last Talk Time video, and that is the GI2 clone from Lemwell in China. Did receive this directly from China, and I have the review pretty much done. I was going to upload it and put on YouTube on Friday. However, I have since started talking to another reviewer and a few people that have this device, and I found, or they brought something to my attention that I didn't even realize was going on. So I need to go back and just adjust or change the review and add that portion. So I will be doing that. Let's get a vape. I've been talking for a while. Again, vapes well. But the big elephant in the room in this thing is obviously the variable voltage, variable wattage thing. But the other thing is, man, this delay on this button drives me nuts, people. It drives me nuts. Because I don't understand why when I push a button it won't just hit. you know, or have like a millisecond delay, kind of like the SVD used to. For those of you who ever had an SVD back in the day from the Nokin, it had that little like millisecond delay because it would read the atomizer before it fired to make sure you got a consistent vape. This thing, check this delay out. Okay, I'm gonna push the button in 3, 2, 1. I mean, folks, that's like a 2-second delay. I don't get it for a device that is this expensive, clone or not. That is pretty crazy. Now I know the original GI2 had a delay problem, but I guess I'll have to go back and see how long the delay was. But 2 seconds to me is insane. I mean, check this out. Literally, I'm going to press a button when I go to vape it. Okay, here's my finger. Okay, go. 1001, 1002. Yeah, folks, a full 2-second delay on this thing. It really, really, really bugs me. So that is just an FYI on that. Okay, so that review's coming soon. On that one, I'm really kind of having a hard time whether it's, you know, the thumbs up, thumbs down thing. But nonetheless, that's that. I also have the Fat Snow Wolf 26650 copper mod. It's made by Asmodus. This is a clone of that device, and I'll go ahead and vape that for you. This device has really, really surprised me in the way it performs. I would say very, very close to the Kryptonite copper mod. As far as the voltage drop, it hits really, really hard. Definitely a device, I would say, if you're looking for a nice copper 26650, folks, this is a really nice device. It works so well. Let's get a vape on that. Yeah, just getting down, and the battery in here is almost dead. But yeah, this thing, yeah, that locking ring. But we'll talk about it in the review. So I have that coming up. I also have the 26650 Chiyu Megan copper clone from 101vape.com. If you watched my review on the stainless and brass plated version I did early on the channel, that thing was a piece of junk. Okay, for $9 or whatever that they've lowered the price to, I wouldn't even pay that for it, because it is literally a piece of junk. It has now since been moved into the shelf of Misfit toys, because I'll never use it. And who knows, maybe somebody wants it. Maybe I'll throw it your guys' way in a giveaway or something later on. But I probably wouldn't even do that, because to me it's that bad. And it looks horrible because the plating is just coming off everywhere. But when I got this, I was very, very, very glad to see that this is the exact opposite. This one's made by Tobacco. It comes with both the top caps. As you can see here, the 22mm, it has that kind of bevel edge there, and then also has the flat top cap. Quality on it is perfection. You know, really the only negative I had to say about this mod is just, I don't get all the logos, folks. I don't understand why China doesn't take initiative and make their own logo. I mean, how many Chinese decorations or Japanese or Korean decorations are out there that they can throw on this thing and make it their own? But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. But this is the Chiyu Megan copper clone from 101 Vape. Let's get a vape on it. Vaping very, very, very well. The Cloudport T8 I mentioned I was going to review, I'm still don't even know if I'm going to end up reviewing this or not, because I'm telling you folks, 45 minutes of vape time on this thing, and I have now since realized when the battery says it's dead, I'll go ahead and unscrew all these 3 screws, put it in the charger, and the battery's still like at 3.8 volts. And I'm not putting it on a cheap charger. I'm putting it on my LUC charger, and that thing is very, very accurate. So why isn't this thing using all of the battery? Why is it only giving you like a 45-minute to 1 hour vape time? Folks, I don't know. I messaged Cloudport, and I'm just waiting to hear back from them. But that issue, as well as the issue with the firmware and a lot of problems that are going on with this device, I just don't know, folks. The chip seems to function pretty well. It definitely doesn't give you 50 watts if you go below a 0.3 build. I'll tell you that right now. Because I have the SX mods that I make up there, and they give you a very consistent wattage. And I will put a SX350 mod at 35 watts and the CloudPort T5 at 50. Same builds, and I'll take the Addy off this, put it on the SX, vape them, and yeah, this feels more like a DNA 20. Yeah, it's just not where it needs to be, which raises concerns for me on the T8 that's coming out, the 150 watt version. But I'm thinking the dual 18650s will probably, hopefully, solve that problem. So that review might be coming up, but I've pretty much just given you the negatives on it. I mean, it looks really nice, but I don't know, folks. It's just, I'm waiting to hear back from CloudPort, and that's why the review has been delayed on that. As far as RDAs, I have the Doge RDA coming, as well as the Doge clone. I'm going to try to do a head-to-head video on that, on the two, which I think is kind of funny because the Doge is kind of like a super cheap Authentic, and I don't know why it got cloned, because the Authentic I think was what, like 30 bucks. But anyways, you know China, they're going to clone what they clone. So that's that. Let's get a vape. Whether it's a slug mod that I've already reviewed. Another mod I have coming to review is the Sir Lancelot clone that I got from 101, or I'm sorry, excuse me, from Angel6.com, where the Manhattan really fell on its face. This thing is the exact opposite. I mean, this thing really, really hits hard. It's a beautiful mod. I love the way this thing looks. I love the way it hits. And it looks super nice with that copper Mephisto on there, doesn't it? I mean, at least in my opinion, it does. Looks really nice and hits really hard. Just a great vape. So that's coming. Also, I'm going to do a head-to-head battle with some batteries. I have the Sony VTC4s, I got Sony VTC5s, I got the LGs, the new ones. I got eFest, the 35 amp BS, excuse me, batteries, and then I also have some of the new Emrins coming in, and I'm waiting on hearing back from a vendor regarding the Vape Power, I think is what they're called, which are supposedly batteries that are made specifically for vapors. And I'm going to try to do like a head-to-head video with those batteries to give you an impression of how they work versus each other. So that's coming up. And really, that's what I got for you folks. I have a lot of juice I need to review. I've been holding off doing juice reviews because I've had so much equipment and hardware to review, but I'm going to have to start knocking out some of these juice reviews, and most likely the first company I'm going to review is the Private Line from DeluxeVapes.com, which is a local B&M here in El Centro, so that will be coming up. I have some of Rip's juice I'm going to review, as well as some juice from Scope, Juice.com, and some juice from Vapey Kitty. I mean, I got a lot of juice I need to review as well, so that's coming up. So, I don't know, folks, I think that's what I got for you today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I went through my list of my notes, and I think that's really it. Let's get a vape. I'm telling you, folks, if you haven't picked up a Tank Crossing mod, and you like a nice mechanical mod that's going to last a really long time, in case you don't know what this is, a dual 18650 fully mechanical mod. You can see that is making contact. This thing just gets down, folks, and it is working really, really well, and it vapes really, really good. I have not had really a bad experience with this mod. It just vapes, and it just goes and goes and goes and goes. The batteries seem to last forever. So that's what I got for you today, folks. yeah, that's what I got for you. So, anyways, folks, if you have any questions or you need any information or anything, please feel free to comment below. I check all of my comments and read through them and try to get back to everybody. And again, I always appreciate it, when you guys do take the time to comment on these videos, as well as subscribing and liking my videos. I really do appreciate it. So bear with me, folks, while I'm working on the lighting issue. I am trying to get all that corrected so that way the reviews look consistent. And that's usually why I video in the night, because it seems like the lighting and the way my room's set up, it just works better for me. But I don't know, today I felt like shooting a review, and so here I am. So that's what I got for you, folks. So I appreciate each and every one of you. If you would like, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to as well, please hit the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of stuff coming up, as I just said, as well as a lot of new products coming out. I'm in contact with a few Chinese vendors right now, trying to get some things to review that are still unreleased, and that's obviously up in the air. But working on that to try and bring you guys some newer stuff that's coming out here in the future. And that's what I got for you, folks. So I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you so much. And as I always say, you vape free YouTube. The beard's out. Have a great afternoon.